I would like to give a shout out to Alice for sending me this story. It is coming out of Houston, Texas, and it's dated May 18, 2021. Where, as you can see right here, it says they threatened to hang him. Carnival worker charged with hate crime after punching, kicking man in the parking lot of Alameda Mall. And when I saw this, I thought it was talking about the incident of a story that I talked about that happened in Florida a couple weeks ago with that carnival worker on the Ferris wheel. But this is happening. This is more recent and happening in another state. However, the state happens to be Texas. I swear, Florida, Texas, Virginia have to be like the top three states that I've talked about in the last few months. And it's only been a few months of 2021. We're only in month 5. We're not even halfway through the year yet. But anyway, let me go ahead and get into this story. You've probably seen them or perhaps visited one, a traveling carnival, which is usually set up in the parking lot of a mall. On Sunday, prosecutors said someone driving through Alameda Mall parking lot became the victim of a hate crime when he was attacked by a group of carnival workers. The staff at the carnival was pretty upset about where he was driving through. And it's one of those situations where they could have handled the situation very, very differently. They slashed one of his tires. They're banging on windows. They're punching the hood. They're punching the car itself. Now, mind you, these are people who work at the carnival. These aren't some outsiders or people who are going to the carnival. These are people who work for the carnival that are doing that. Prosecutors said they began punching and kicking Jalen Johnson after they pulled him out of his vehicle and yelled racial slurs while they beat him. They told him they do not like black people. They threatened to hang him while they were there. Mind you, like I said again, this is at a carnival where they work at where there's a lot of kids around. But they didn't care. They just felt like terrorizing a black man that day. And that's exactly what they did. And it's crazy because whenever I think about a black man being killed in Texas, it's always going to take me back to James Byrd, because that had to be one of the most horrific crimes I have ever heard of in my life. I was very young when that happened, and just reading the details when I was following the story up until the day that prick took his last breath before they put his ass on that gurney and gave him that lethal cocktail. Like, everything about that it was haunting. It really is. Just to think of the torture that man had to go through while still being alive, might I add. A hate crime enhancement was added to the assault charge against Gilbert Herrera, the one carnival worker who police identified and arrested. Why was it one? It should have been more, because it wasn't like he was by himself when he did it. When they're tormenting any individual based on who they are, we are going to prosecute, Rain said. KPRC2 reached out to the Wagner Carnival for a comment and is awaiting a response. With the hate crime enhancement, Herrera could face anywhere from 180 days up to a year in jail if convicted. And I'm looking at that last name, Herrera. So he's most likely Hispanic. What have we been saying? That we have no allies. Do not do that black and brown thing. Do not do that POC thing with us. Leave us to our own devices. So here you have this black man who was terrorized by multiple workers for a carnival and said they don't like black people and all types of stuff like that. Like, if he was driving through the carnival and maybe he just got, lost and he didn't know where he was going, it wouldn't have been nothing for you just to go up and tap his window and say, look, this is a carnival right here. If you're trying to get somewhere, just drive around it or go through another way. Because I know when carnivals come, they have to do detours because it takes up a bulk of the parking lot. So sometimes you can't go in one way. You have to go in another way. And it's like a one way in, one way out type of entrance when it comes to those carnivals. And I noticed when I was looking up the story, I couldn't find a picture of the person that was involved or who the one that they got. And I typed his name in there, but nothing came up. And I bet you by the time I upload this video, they're probably going to have a picture of him if anyone else talks about this story. But either way, that is extremely messed up, and hopefully they find him guilty, and wherever he is, he gets to be around a lot of people that he does not like where he's locked up, and I'm very sure they'll make a pincushion out of him when he gets wherever he is, or better yet, a piñata. Yeah, I went there with it. I don't give a damn. He said that he don't like black people. Well, I don't like him, and I don't even know his ass, and it's crazy because he didn't even know this black guy and still attacked him. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.